And so now the latest controversy is this: the Big O tire store on Poway Road. And you know where that is? I mean, we got a bunch of tire stores on Poway Road. There's Discount Tire, which I usually go to, and those folks are great. And then I know there's Evans Tire, which is, further east on Poway Road. It's sort of kind of near the outpost where that's being built, kind of across the street from the car wash that is now shuttered and closed up shop. But then there's also the Big O tire store, which is right next to Hertz rental car, or is it Enterprise rental car there? And it was right next to where the Poway bowling alley used to be. And what was interesting is when they built the Fairfield project, which is that gigantic 4-story luxury apartments, and some of that retail that's going to be on the sidewalk there, which I don't know if they've really filled any of that. There is a they kept the Big O tire store there, which shocked me. So apparently, as a separate parcel of land that was owned by that individual landowner. I don't know if it was Big O Tires, the corporation, or some independent person who built the company or built the building, and then Big O leased it. But they didn't sell when that whole Fairfield project went up. The bowling alley sold, thrift stores sold, but these guys held out. And I always thought it was kind of weird that there was going to be a tire shop next to all these brand new apartment buildings. But eventually, they finally have decided that they're gonna flip this thing. And so there was a proposal that went to the city hall about putting in a 16-unit apartment building there to replace the Big O tires. And this apartment building was going to be in the same architecture and style as the rest of the Fairfield project. So it would look kind of the same. It would sort of be just another building in that overall campus. And what happened? People complaining, the usual complaints. Oh my God, there's going to be more traffic. Oh my God, there's going to be stress on infrastructure. Oh my God, there's not enough parking. We can't have this. No more housing. And it was interesting having some of these conversations online because speaking for myself as a guy that I go to Discount Tire, which I like those guys. But when I go to Discount Tire, man, that place is cooking. There are customers going in and out. They have employees going in and out of that parking lot. They got cars moving around because, after they're done on the, getting their tires replaced, they have to move them out into the back parking lot until the people come and pick them up. And then you got vendors delivering tires, big trucks with tires being delivered. And I'm thinking to myself, there is no way that a 16-unit apartment building could generate more traffic than a shop that sells tires. And look at that. It was a Big O tire with 3 bays, 3 individual bays to take tires off and put tires on. And I was thinking that just is crazy. I mean, because I remember one time, a long time ago, someone was challenging me on this sort of an idea of how much traffic is generated from construction projects, particularly from a residential perspective. And they said, go to a street corner in town that maybe one of the outlets might have, let's just say, a dozen homes, like in a cul-de-sac or something. Maybe to keep the math equal, 16 homes in a cul-de-sac, and park your car out there at the street corner and then just measure the traffic that goes in and out of that cul-de-sac. It's not a lot. Now, granted, there's a little bit more these days with Amazon making deliveries, but it's not a lot. Not a lot of people are going in and out. I mean, there's some, but it's not a lot. And compare that to the amount of people that are going in and out of almost any commercial property. And a tire store usually has a lot of traffic. So I just found that to be amazing. But even if you were to take the worst case scenario of a 16-unit building and said, oh my God, these places are too expensive. We're going to have 3 or 4 high-income adults in each of these places. So it might be 16 units, but it's really going to be 48 or 64 cars. And it's a lot worse than you think it is, Riley. Even if you took it at that extreme, it can't be that much of a difference than the in and out traffic of a tire shop. So it makes, again, this is more, it's like Trump, it's like economically, what they're saying, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't match reality. It's irrational. And here we go again with this. So it's just more NIMBYism. Not in my backyard. I don't want more housing in Poway. We're going to shut these people down. And that ultimately is control over other people and their lives and what they do on their own property. And we have inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We have property rights. But other folks in town want to clamp down on your property rights, want to clamp down on your individual rights and tell you what you can and cannot do, even if what you're doing is peaceful, even if what you're doing is productive. They don't want it. And so we're seeing more of this meddling. Now, I know this went to the city council. I don't know if it's been approved or not. It might have been. I need to double check on this. But I hope it is approved. Because, by the way, why in the hell is there a tire shop next to a bunch of luxury apartments? Those guys have those pneumatic drills, or, to take off the lug nuts of these cars where it goes rat-a-tat, rat-a-tat, rat-a-tat. Those tire shops are loud. And housing, generally speaking, is way quieter. So I think this would be overall a net improvement to put in 16 units of housing over a tire shop. So let's see what happens on this particular issue. Now, there was one other interesting comment that came out of that when, I enjoy being on Poway social media, by the way. There's a lot of, I have friends and I'll call them frenemies on some of the Poway social media groups, mostly on Facebook. And I enjoy the chatter. I enjoy the conversation. That's why I have a podcast. I enjoy the discussion. I like learning about what people think, and I like having my ideas challenged. I like challenging other folks professionally and properly, and not name calling and being an idiot about it. But at any rate, from this,